This season on Brother vs. Brother, we're going to LA.
And this year, we're going big.
It's sibling rivalry in my neighborhood where we built my honeymoon house.
Tell me about the decision to base the season of the show in LA. Was it at all selfish? Like, you get to stay home?
I mean, I got to be honest, this is the laziest commute I've ever had for one of our shows. But, Hancock Park, this is my neighborhood. I live here. And so to be able to just renovate houses in my backyard is pretty amazing. And the fact, too, that, I mean, it's a historic area. And so you have the beauty of these historic homes. There's a ton of work inside to make it function for a family, how we live nowadays. And also, they are expensive properties. So there are a lot of challenges that we wanted to use to take this up a notch.
When we decided that it was going to be Hancock Park, that's when I got excited because I was like, oh, I know what I'm going to do. And I bought the house right next to Drew and Linda's actual house where they live, so I could just rub it in. Anytime I won a challenge, anything I wanted to be able to rub it in and put a flag up on the side of the
But you see, the fail there is that I can spy on him nonstop from my windows. So then I kind of know exactly what he's tackling. So
you can be the one that calls the police if they start working too early.
Yeah. I should have done that. Even when he didn't, just call the police every 2 seconds.
I did toilet paper his house one day, so.
I was so surprised at the state of that house too. Like, you see these beautiful exteriors in that area, and then the inside of it was like, oh, this will need a lot of work.
Well, the challenge I had with the house next door, you expect in this neighborhood there's going to be all this architectural interest, and inside it was really plain, and I was a little disappointed that way. And so I did see an opportunity, though, where I could replicate stuff that's authentic to the era of these homes and really introduce some of that interest back into the home. And I successfully managed to pull that off because a lot of the comments from the judges were they love that all of a sudden it feels like a real, true, historic Hancock Park home.
Yeah, see, my house was the opposite. I was able to salvage or restore some of the original features. I had some beautiful coffered ceilings, a barrel ceiling, original rail work inside. And so a little one-up I had on them there. But the main thing is these houses, they do not function for how we live nowadays. The kitchens are tiny and way off to the side, very choppy. Everything's closed off. So it was a ton of work. But the best part of the show, though, is, the reveal is nice, but it's the reward and punishment every episode for the winning brother and the losing brother. And being in Hollywood, we had to do a few things that were very, Hollywood. There's a reward that's an action superstar experience. There's a superhero experience. If you've ever seen a Marvel movie where they have the muscle suits, the winning brother had one fabricated. So it was pretty awesome to see some of that tied in.
Because also, like, when you mentioning reveal, you have the magazine reveal. And I know on your Instagrams, you've also posted a little bit too about like kind of how we're living now in COVID with like, oh, the things that I may have thought I wanted in my house 1 year ago are maybe not like I'm sitting in the desk in my bedroom right now because I don't have an office and I'm working at home. And I have twins in the other room. How do you guys as design experts sort of think that this is going to change how we live at all?
Well, everyone has, a challenge that they have to overcome, and everyone's situation is different. I do think one of the big things, like you said, is a lot of people are going to need an office at home. And so most people don't have the square footage to dedicate just to that. So I think multi-purpose spaces, flex spaces will be key. Something that you can instantly go from a yoga studio to an at-home office or whatever it might be. But we've had a lot of people online saying, to hell with open concept. I want separation from my family. And so open concept has only ever been kitchen, living room, dining room, those three areas. So the rest of the house, you still need to have that ability to separate, and finding creative ways to store stuff is key too.
I mean, I'm the same as you. I have had a home office in the past, but I never use it because now for me, usually when I'm on the road, that's my office time on my cell phone. But now that I'm spending more time at home, it was very important to have a designated space for that. So priorities have changed for a lot of people.
I mean, I've always done my best work on the toilet. So I think I have a home office. Yeah, I just need like a little TV table. Yeah, it's fine.
I have definitely done conference calls with people where they're for sure sitting on their bathtub.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You guys shut down production during quarantine, but you're kind of back rolling now. How have you restarted safely, and like how is what's going on going to feature in sort of the storylines of the show, of the houses?
Yeah, I mean, it was important for us, we did stop down fully and assess the situation, like a lot of different people in different industries. But for us to work with the city and figure out our COVID protocol so we could continue to film was really important, and do it in a safe way.
Because we wanted to get the families back in. We had 8 episodes of Forever Home where the families were displaced because we were renovating their homes. So it took us about another 3 months to work all of that out, but we managed to get them done. And construction was never shut down because it's an essential service. But as far as filming, we're only filming about half of the number of episodes that we normally would with a smaller crew. We're fortunate because unlike scripted shows, we have much smaller crews to start with. And so no, in the episodes, I don't think anyone will notice a difference or see a difference. There's a lot of testing happening, and the mask protocols. And every single day, we have someone on site who is testing in the morning and having everybody just check in and make sure that they're good.
There was a time on Legends of the Fall she had to make up my butt because of bad tan lines, and it's something when it comes up we can't really look each other in the eye.
But you connect with somebody when you butt make up them.
Oh no, we don't. We actually repel.
Celebrity IOU, if you got a chance to see season 1, that was a big part of that show, that these celebrities loved coming in and just ripping these places apart because they're also helping us do this for someone that they love. And we just started filming season 2, FYI. Can't tell you any details yet, but if you thought season 1 was good, you are going to love season 2.
Speaking of that show, what were some of the, you're working with people that are very, very busy. Like you're working with a Brad Pitt, like that dude's busy. What were some of the structural sort of conceits that you had to work around with that show that you maybe were like, oh, I didn't expect this to come up. Like I didn't expect to have to worry about this.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we already expected that because we know that these celebrities are really busy. And, our schedules are extremely busy too because of the number of shows that we shoot. And so already going in with those ideas in mind, we're prepping us for what to deal with. However, the celebrities were so willing to give so much, to give back to these people that they love, that they gave us more time. Like Brad Pitt during the renovation, he was so hands-on with the demolition. And when we're like, okay, well, that's fine, we can handle some of the rest. He's like, no, I'll keep clearing. So he's just lifting boxes out of the room. He's ripping holes in the wall. It was really nice to see them that hands-on.
And I think too, sometimes it's the actual schedules in advance that are tricky to figure out. It's like a, maddening game of Tetris to work out the details. But once all of these celebrities were on site and knowing that they were giving back to someone who's important in their lives, there was never any question. They were very accommodating. And even Brad, he took the time to introduce himself and talk to every single person, and then he remembered their names on the crew, so it was pretty special.
I think the important thing for us, we're the largest producer of home television. Scott Brothers Entertainment is our production company, and so for us to be able to, we produce our shows, we also produce, Courtney and Dave Wilson, Nate Berkus and Jeremiah Brent, and so for us to be able to tackle a show where they know these celebrities are only available for these dates, it has to get done or it won't get done, we're the ones that know how to get that done.
Seems like you guys have been around forever, but you've really only been in the game for like 9 years. Does it seem like that is a whirlwind amount of time?
Yeah, I mean,
like
it's flown by for us. I can remember, it was actually 2008.
I
can remember giving, that was when the original audition and then the pitch and the pilot was done. And then 2009, we started filming. And it has flown by since then, because I can remember when I got that very first call saying, they're interested in shooting this pilot with us. And I called Jonathan and said, hey, I was in Vancouver at the time. He was in Calgary.
In Vegas.
Jonathan was in Vegas. And just saying, hey, do you want to get together and let's film this little thing? This could become something for us as hosts for a TV and renovation show. And at first we're like, well, even if it doesn't happen, it'll be kind of fun to do. And then it just took off from there.
I looked more like this back then.
Yeah. Yeah. So. A little bit of settling in the cheeks. I'm hiding my grays right now,
You guys spend a lot of time in America, but you're still Canadian citizens, correct?
We're U.S. citizens as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you're dual citizens. But when you're back in Canada, like let's say you land in the airport in Canada, what are you buying? Like what is the junk food that you're missing?
Okay, the one thing that I do, there's some maple syrup that you just can't get down in the U.S. And so every time, and it is at the airport, so every time we go through, we get this original rustic Canadian.
That's the most Canadian thing Drew has ever said.
Yeah.
So Canada, by the way, has way better junk food. Just a fact. Hawkins Cheesies and Canadian Smarties are two of the things that I get every single time I land in Canada. So good.
Ketchup chips. If you've never tried ketchup chips, you need to try them.
Ketchup and all dressed. Those are both so good.
Oh yeah, all dressed. Yeah.
Thank you guys for your time.
You just went up a notch on my respectful because you know that. So, yeah.
The brother with the biggest net profit in the end wins. And along the way, our favorite HGTV friends will stop by to judge our spaces.
The winner is...
Let the competition begin.
I'm winning.
Not in my backyard.
Oh, I'll be celebrating in your backyard.
Nope. This is Brother versus Brother.